Hi guys, Mr. Lees here doing the higher paper from 2022, paper 1. We're on question 10 where you're given a graph of y is a function of x and it goes through 0, 3, a stationary point there, and it goes through 4, 0 there. So here's your original function there. And we have to sketch the related graph of y is 2f of x plus 1. I'm going to do that in the answer booklet there. And then for part B, state the coordinates of the stationary points on the graph of y equals f of a half x. So what does that do to that curve? We'll talk about that in a wee minute. So let's go to the very first one, where we have to sketch y equals 2f of x plus 1. So what does 2f of x do there? Well, that doubles the y values there. So if this black line there, black curve there, that's your original function. If 2f of x means the y coordinates are doubled. So any y coordinates on this original curve here is going to be doubled. So this is going to go through 0, 6. So the blue one there, hopefully you can see that there, is 0, 6. This has got a y coordinate of 0, so that doesn't change. So we have a slightly stretched function there, and that's the 2f of x. What does the plus 1 do? It moves that up 1 unit. So you have to imagine this blue curve. Hopefully you can make that out. Moved up 1 unit. So the 0, 6 goes to 0, 7. The 4, 0 goes to 4, 1. So that is your final answer for part A. Okay, and I've tried to make that obvious there. The answer's in red, or you have a little arrow pointing to it saying that's your final answer. Okay. Now on to part B. State the coordinates of the stationary point on the curve y equals f of a half x. So just so you get something you can read there, what does f of a half of x look like compared to f of x? Well, it means any x coordinates on the curve is divided by a half. And if you divide by a half, you're actually doubling it. So let's go back to this function here. The x coordinates, well, 0, 3, that's got an x coordinate of 0. Divide that by a half, isn't going to change it. So that's still going to be a stationary point on the graph of f of a half x. But over here, the 4, 0, 4 divided by a half is actually going to be 8. So that's going to be 8, 0 there. So your two stationary points, just to give you an answer there, is going to be 0, 3 and 8, 0.